Hello, and welcome back to Food City Entertainment for my last review of the night. This will be my sixth film I reviewed, so definitely been working. And that is 2024's The Strangers Chapter 1. As you can see, the brand new movie. It's a regular Blu-ray release. Which is very frustrating considering the fact that you can go on to Vudu, also known as Fan Events, and rent this movie or buy it with Dolby Vision Plus Atmos to get the full 4K experience. To me, don't really need that. This is good enough for me. This film is probably the most hated horror film of 2024. And I'll get into why. Because I don't hate this movie, but it's definitely not as good as the first two films. So let's read the plot synopsis. After their car breaks down in an eerie small town, a young couple are forced to spend the night in a remote cabin. Panic endures as they are terrorized by three masked strangers who strike with no mercy and seemingly no motive in The Strangers Chapter 1, the chilling first entry of the horror feature film series from master director Renny Harlin. Alright, well, I'm not going to exactly call this a rant because I didn't exactly 100% hate this movie. But I can tell you this. There's more bad things I'm going to say about this movie than good things. So let's start with the bad. Then we'll end it with the good. This is quite literally the same plot as the first film. Quite literally the same plot as the first film. In fact, it's almost like a picture-to-picture remake of the first film. So, yeah, what everybody's saying about that is absolutely 100% true. That's one of the bad things about the film. Here's another bad thing about the film. It likes to take scenes from the second movie too and integrate it into this film. Now, these two bad things, they don't annoy me nearly as much as this next one. Oh God, why do they keep doing this in horror films? Why, oh why, oh why, oh why? And you know what? They do it in horror films because they know they can get away with doing it in a horror film. Because they did this shit in action adventure films and science fiction films. More people would be upset about it. But in horror films, they can get away with this shit all the fucking time. This movie is not entirely, but this movie is enough woke to irritate me. Now, it's not. Give me a second here. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, there it is. All right. This movie is definitely not as bad as this movie. But I think I know where I'm going here. This movie's completely woke. Completely. This movie isn't, but it still has so much wokeness in the film that is frustratingly painful to watch. Give me a second, I gotta put this movie back. Now you're saying you hate that movie so much, why you still have it? Well, because sometimes having a bad movie is fun because you get to really talk about the movie in great detail. And that, if you guys really want my views on it, go ahead and watch the review I did on the film. It's definitely on this channel. Maybe get some love because it doesn't have enough views. Now, what wokeness am I talking about in this film? Okay. I'm talking about the wokeness of this film. On average, and I know I'm going to get probably a bad comment down in the comment section. But you know what? Every single critic reviewer that has reviewed this movie on YouTube, or at least all the ones I've seen, have torn this movie apart. And I haven't gotten to what I like about the film yet, because there are some things I like about it, which means that I'm not going to completely say I hate this movie. But this is what I mean by woke annoyance. Every single, roughly, well, let's read it back. Let's see how long this movie was. I don't think it was that long. 91 minutes. 91 minutes. All right. About every 20 minutes of the film, literally about every 20 minutes of the movie, this movie goes from being a horror film to being a vegan commercial. See where I'm going with this? Every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes, it talks about vegan stuff. Every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes, they have to put like 1 to 2 minutes in the film to talk about being a vegan. Because somehow that this has to be in the film every 20 minutes for a minute or two. And they do it like 3 or 4 times throughout the film. And being the film that's 91 minutes long, that's too much time talking about it. Now, would I have a problem with it if you went ahead and did it like once? No. But if you're going to do it more than one time in this movie, then you're going to annoy the audience. Because chances are, when you put that vegan woke theme in the film, you just have to do it one time. And we understand what you're talking about. Yes, okay, we understand it. Some people don't like to eat meat. Some people are on this whole thing of, if I eat meat, I'm going to die young, or some bullshit like that, which is what everybody's doing. Literally, the media, social media, the news, everybody is pushing this fucking bullshit up your ass. You eat red meat, you're going to die young because you're destroying your body. You need to eat plant-based foods only because that's the only way to be healthy. Take a look at me. I'm 41 years old. Most people guess that I am 28 to 34 years old. I'm a very physically fit man. And I have skin that's so good it glows. At least that's what people that know me say. And I'm very, very, very healthy. I got a little news for you. I'm not vegan. I know a lot of people that are vegan, and they're not anywhere near as healthy as I am. And so, all this stuff is bullshit. And the last place I need to see this nonsense is in a horror film. Now that we're done with all the bad, let's talk about the good. Because the good is just as wonderful to talk about as the bad when it comes to The Strangers Chapter 1. Although this is a homage to the first 2 Strangers movies. I say, story-wise, although it is a homage, this film does what the first film did, but does it better. The sequences, I think there's like one or two from Strangers Prey by Night that they recreate in this movie are done better. And so, overall, you take the fucking wokeness out of this movie. You change a few things about the movie and trying to make it more original than a complete recreation of the previous two films. This would be a much better film than these. It would be a much better film than these. These would be completely inferior to this film. If this film was just a little bit more original, it didn't take too much from these to tell a story, and you got rid of all the political woke garbage that they're sticking down your fucking throat with this movie, then this film would be a perfect horror film to me. I would actually give it a 4-star rating. Now, let's talk about the quality of the film. Talk about the quality of film. This is in Dolby Atmos and is a regular Blu-ray. However, though, I did not watch this movie in Dolby Atmos. I did watch it in full HD, but I didn't watch it in Dolby Atmos. I actually watched The Strangers Chapter 1 on my projector. And I just have a 2.1 soundbar I use with that projector. I don't have the old big Onkyo 3.1.2 home cinema sound system hooked up in the big room, because the elderlies that I take care of, which are my parents, don't understand technology like I do. So I actually, for their benefit, just have a basic set for them. And so when I want to use the projector, I have to set it up and then take it down after I'm done using it. But I did manage to get to watch this movie theatrically, so if I'm going to the theaters. And I turned all the lights off in the house and everything. And it made the film far more spooky than it would have been if I watched it in this room. And I definitely did add some value to the film. And so that's another good thing I can say about this film. See, I'm not all bad. This film is a much better movie when you watch it on the big screen. When you watch it with all the lights off and you have a humongous theatrical environment to watch the movie, and you watch it on the big screen, is a much better film. Yeah, definitely. Well, that was my rant for tonight. It kind of woke me up a little bit, because I would like to watch a TV show or something, or maybe an action movie before going to bed, which I can do at this time of day, because, you know, being 2 o'clock a.m., because I don't wake up until, like, you know, 12:30 in the afternoon, because I work nights. That's about all the personal things you're ever going to hear about me right there. So, The Strangers Chapter 1, I give this film 2.5 stars on the Foose Entertainment rating. Foose says, if you want to, or you want to, up to you, check the film out. And I'll see you guys next time.